that which is awake, that which we call awakening, that which is awake, which is life itself. It's the nature of life, it's the essence of life. It's not something other than how life already is. Inevitably has to express itself through the personality vehicle. Can't express itself anywhere else. And this personality is always flawed. Each of us has a particular shape and form, if you like, to the personality that has been bent out of shape and into shape by the particular storm that has blown through your life. The storm being the story of your life, the circumstances of your life, the conditions that you were born into, the events and circumstances that have appeared in your life up until this point in time. The karmic tendencies, if you like, that have been brought into this life. For some people that storm is a gentle breeze, and for others it's a tornado. And this particular storm, the specifics of your storm, will mold and warp your personality. For some it is quite fractured, for some it is wounded, for some it is broken. For some more so, for some less so. But always there is a human story. And that human story is inevitably broken. It breaks the moment that spirit enters form, and there's a subtle separation. The human existence, the earthly existence, is one of duality, is one of suffering, is one of loss. At some point, this that you call your life will be lost. We all inevitably die. So there is loss somewhere. Loss of dreams, loss of hopes, loss of potential, loss of body, loss of hearing, loss of sight, loss of a beloved. It's woven into the tapestry of life. Awakening, or awakeness, when it reveals itself to you, does not suddenly iron all that out and make it go away. There is no perfection in that sense, the way that mind sees it. It doesn't make you stronger on a personality level. It doesn't make you more confident on a personality level. It's got nothing to do with that. It doesn't make you better able to deal with the challenges of life. But what it does do is offer you the potential to meet the challenges of life in a whole new way. It offers you the potential to be intimate with life. There's an openness. There's a vulnerability. And that vulnerability is not necessarily one of weakness. It's the vulnerability of being open. Being open means that everything is welcomed into the heart. It's meeting life with a freshness and an innocence, with a beginner's heart, a beginner's mind. It brings an exquisite sensitivity to what is. A lot of people mistake that just because they're feeling everything very powerfully, very strongly, they have strong emotions, then they mistake that for fully meeting life in openness. But what's happening is they're just feeling something very strongly. And what we feel, the emotions that we feel, are inevitably coloured by the perception of the mind. So we bring a story to that feeling. Yeah? Our emotions are wrapped up with a story from the past and a hope for the future. So being intimate with what is not necessarily the same as feeling things very powerfully. Yes, there is an exquisite sensitivity to what arises in your perceptual field through your senses. But there's a subtle difference. Yeah? To be fully intimate with something is to meet it as it is. It's to meet it without the story of the emotion. It's not even labelled as an emotion. As soon as it's labelled fear or sadness or grief or anger or whatever, already it's been constricted, contracted, a boundary has been created around it. And that boundary is a boundary created by the mind. And the mind can't be intimate with anything. The mind can only know its experience. That knowing is derived from your previous experiences, the accumulation of knowledge as you've gone through your life, of experience. So being intimate with what is not a knowing through the mind, it's an unknowing. It's meeting, facing, embracing, opening to something that is not known. And that's very scary to the mind, because it means the mind isn't useful in that situation. And the problem with talking about it is that it engages the mind. And there's no particular method or tool for being intimate with life. Because as soon as there's a method or a tool, then there we are again, engaging the mind, which knows how to do something. It's not knowing. It's not knowing, and yet being willing to be vulnerable. Willing to be so open that what is being experienced, what life is presenting, if you like, is not separate from you. Because what we yearn for in our deepest, innermost being is intimacy. The core wound is one of separation. Separation from ourselves, separation from each other, separation from life, separation from God, separation from spirit. And each of us, whatever shape or form the personality or the particular life story has taken, the core wound, the primal wound, is one of separation. It happens the moment we're born and separated from the primordial oneness in the womb. So it's a universal wound that each of us has. It's what unites us in our humanity. And what we long for is oneness. A return to oneness. And so we go looking for it in all sorts of places. Through relationship, through spirituality, through drugs or alcohol, eating, shopping. These are all an outer expression of that inner longing to return to oneness. But that oneness, that intimacy, is only found inside. And inside is the same as life itself. We can only truly meet the inside through meeting each moment as it unfolds within our experience. Very often we think that in order to go inside, to go within, that we should remove ourselves from the world. But that's not necessarily the case. Because life itself is inside you. To meet life as it unfolds, moment to moment, in your experience, this offers the potential for a deep intimacy. And this is available to you now. So this idea that we have to wait till this mythical, momentous event called awakening is simply a delay tactic, a hope, a justification for why it is not recognized here and now.